So using the race card anymore, I'm sick of. I'm totally, totally sick of it. Watching this nonsense that Fannie Willis and even her father are doing. But then her father founded the Black Panthers. I did a video about it less than a year ago about her family. That's fine if you want to be part of the Black Panthers. However, they're part of the problem. All of these ideologies are, and they pull innocent people into it. And then innocent people that get involved, which they have good intentions, don't realize they're just being used. And then the FBI infiltrates these groups, and then it causes all these wars. It's just no good. And then, of course, Fannie Willis's father also had to talk about his ties to fraternities. Yeah, see, that's a big, big red flag, too. But his whole testimony was a big red flag, but so was hers. And yet, what is on the line here? What is on the line is them going after a former president over nonsense. And yet they want to get on the stand and make this about some race thing. Grow the hell up. The diversity and inclusion crowd is not about being diverse. They're not about being inclusive. They're about being racist, biased, and they will trample all over anybody. It doesn't matter what color their skin is. They will trample all over anybody to get to their goals, which I don't even think they themselves know what their goals are. They just are trying to get out of trouble that they're involved in. This whole thing is dirty. And watching this courtroom saga take place there in Atlanta, it's like a good old boys club. It really is. You can tell it's tense at times. They don't want to go after their own, right? But everything is on the line for this country, and yet the problem with this country is the people that have been controlling it, which is lawyers. It is. It's lawyers at every level that are controlling this country, and they come from the secret fraternities, or they come from these groups. I mean, the Black Panthers, there's so many of them that have gotten into political positions over the history of the Black Panthers. Yeah. And then her father having no contact with her because of her safety. Come on. And that stuff is all designed to make people think, oh, look at, we still have a race problem. Yeah, they have to keep it going. They have to. It doesn't matter what color skin they have. Black, white, doesn't matter. They have to keep this race agenda going, because then it just keeps people fighting with each other. And I'm sick of it. It should have no bearing on anything. Yet these people that are about equity, inclusiveness, and diversity are the biggest racist of all. And it's throughout everything. It's in our healthcare, it's in education, it's in the court system. It's like, stop it. You're not about caring about anybody. You're not about wanting to be fair to anybody. You're using this as some political tool that you're a victim, and you're not. You are the perpetrators. You are the people that are going after a former president that did nothing wrong, and you're doing it all because of your sick ideology. Because if you know anything about the Black Panthers, they were about communism. They were about Maoism. Mao is the leader, was the one time the leader of China. That's what they were about. And they were about overthrowing the capitalist evil system. They were about Leninism. They were about straight up communism. And they were no different than the Weather Underground group. They were really pretty much the same in many ways, because they would take guns and rifles, and I mean, they were pro-gun, I'll say that. And they would go and hold rallies at the state capitol and with their guns out. Can you imagine doing that now? God forbid. But the sad part is the FBI infiltrates them, and then the FBI uses them against another gang, because it's really all these people are. It's just a gang. The same way the fraternities are a gang, because they become this thing that these people are beholden to, and they're beholden to the oaths that they take. And so beholden that they won't get away from it, because they can't, or else they'll likely be killed, depending on how big, like Skull and Bones. There's a reason John Kerry and George Bush Jr. said it's so secret we can't talk about it. Because they know if they do, we don't need this kind of people leading up government. We don't need this kind of trash in the courthouses. I understand that people get into gangs and make mistakes, and I'm not talking about that. But these people that are lifelongers in these fraternities, in these movements that are really about, go against our country and only serve to make that there is this class of people that have been more victimized than everybody else. No, everybody's been victimized. And the people that are victimizing you are the people that are trying to tell you that one race has been treated worse than another race. At some point in history, every race has been spit on and treated horribly. But when you see people that want to push racial shit still to this day, then it should be a red flag to you that they're not about equality. They're not about equity. They're not about fairness, inclusiveness, or diversity. They're about straight up racism, and they push the racism to hide their own damn crimes.